Okay, we are starting our line and value project, and this is our pencil one. This is the fabric one that I chose for my demonstration. The paper that you're going to be using is drawing paper. It is a 6x9. It is the smooth paper. It's smooth on both sides. This one already has a sample that I was drawing last semester. So I'm just going to flip it around and use the other side to show you what I'm going to be doing. And you're going to be getting two pencils. You're going to be using your pencil that you have from up here. It's a 2B or 2HB. And then you're also going to be getting an ebony pencil. Ebony pencils are incredibly soft. So these you do not want to use for sketching. And you will also be getting half of a kneaded eraser. Some of you guys have used these before. But what you do is, as it gets dirty, all you have to do is knead it, and that's where you pull it to clean it. And as you pull it, it will warm up. And it will start getting lighter in color. And then you can mold it to where it looks like a point and use the point to get into little areas to erase. So it's a really nice eraser, but you're going to be getting a chunk of it. Do not lose it, because that's all you're going to be getting. Okay. So just to show you that this gets really dark really, really quick, and I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it compared to the pencil. Okay, so this is good for really, really dark shadows. Okay, so this is the fabric that I'm going to draw. And we're going to map it out, use our angles, and do some siding for it. Oh my gosh, that would be Sam. This is the idea of Sam that we did that paper about with mapping. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where, and I'm drawing this upside down because it actually is much easier to do it that way. Because I'm looking at it as shapes and not as a draped fabric. And I'm going to see if I can get this up a little higher. Okay. So this is my lowest point if I'm looking at it upside down. So I'm going to kind of figure out that it's probably going to be about right here. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at this line, and it is not straight. It is actually bowed. So lightly, I'm just going to bring it out, and I'm doing this lightly. You can see the line, and then it comes out right here. Now this has 4 lines that are coming from this point. And none of these lines are straight. They all kind of have a curve to them, a very light curve. So you really need to take that into consideration when you are drawing this. So even this one, it comes out and it curves. And this is sketching. And then this right here is a cast shadow. Now, if this goes off the page, it goes off the page. It is okay. I would rather you draw large than teeny tiny. Why is because you're going to be able to get more values, working with more values with this than anything. And that's the whole idea. You want to be able to get the values. And I do suggest that you do try working upside down with your first drawing. You will be doing 3 drawings of fabric, not necessarily 3 of the same. I don't want you to do that, because you're going to have, I think there's like over 20 choices. Now right here, there's a curve and it is angled. Okay, so you want to make sure that this right here is the highest point and then it's coming down. So I've actually made that too tall. So I was able to erase it without leaving any marks because I'm sketching. Okay, and then this is going to come up. And then this right here has a line that's coming down. And there's a triangle here that's going to curve. Okay, so this is where I'm just kind of mapping out everything. This right here is this part, this shadow. I'm actually going to just lightly put a zigzag over it so I know that's where that is. And then this is this triangle shape right here. And then this has another little area of shadow. Now remember, this is a sketch. It's not going to be perfect. We don't want it to be perfect. That way we can go in and erase. So these are just lines to get you started. Okay, this one is. Okay. So now we're coming up here. Okay, So this is the sketch that I did for this piece of fabric. And now if you're happy with it, you can go back in and kind of darken up the lines a little bit just so that you can see the breakdown of where things are. All right, so if you flip them around now, you can get an idea about where things are at, and if you need to change the angles on some things, you can do that. And then from here, you are going to start doing values. So one thing you can do is get some computer paper, put down and have your hand over it. That way you're not dragging the lead over it, because that can get really, really messy real quick. And you are going to start doing your values. Now, start off light, and you're also going to do the values on the background too. Now, make sure you understand that there is no white section on here. Okay, so you're going to have to make everything some type of gray. And yes, you can use your blending stump. Now, this one was put back dirty. Don't do that. Clean your stuff. Just because you dirtied something does not mean that you can come up here and get a brand new. Okay, just clean it. I have sandpaper. And also, don't sandpaper your end to where it looks like that. Okay, the whole idea is for you to sand it where it is going to a point still. Yes, you may have to sand it the point so you get that little nub off there, but you know, that's okay. And then you can come back with this and blend it and decide, okay, I need to put a little bit of dark, maybe right in here. And you've been working on it, and then you say, oh, that's too much gray. I don't like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your kneaded eraser, and you're going to start picking up. And you don't have to rub hard on it. All you really have to do is just kind of touch it and let it go. And it will even pick up some of the ebony. And then all you have to do is just come back. And then once again, remember, you don't want to show, I mean, this is okay where you're showing a cutoff, different values, because that's what it is. But when you have a blending like this, you want to show that, but you don't want to show like, okay, a line of the different values. You don't want to see the breaks unless you actually see it. You want to make sure that it is blended. And if it has a hard edge, like right here, whoops, excuse me, right here, put it there. Now I would get the sections done before I do the background. And you can exaggerate. It is okay to exaggerate shadows. Okay, mine is a little exaggerated because this has a little bit of a white area, which I could come back and pick up a little bit. Now, you should be working on your art until 5 minutes before the bell. So please make sure that you're doing that. And also, don't congregate by the door when the bell's going to ring. You can stand by the orange cart, but I don't want people standing at the door or outside the door or anything like that, because then that sometimes gets people in trouble. So none of that anymore. I don't care what other classes are doing. But you're not having to sit at your desk yet, and let's not get there. But go ahead. We're going to start with the drawing paper first, and make sure that you are using your whole paper. It doesn't always have to be portrait. You can also do landscape or horizontal. This is vertical or portrait. Either way, whichever fits the picture. Okay. You can print these out, which might be easier, or you can just bring up your computer. Please don't use your phone. You're not going to be able to see all the details. And also, no phones, please. We've gone over this, and if you're using your phone, you're getting points deducted. It's going to be 20 points per day work. So every day that you're working, you're getting 20 points, and if you're not, you're getting 0, no matter what the excuse is. So make sure you're working in here. So let's go ahead and get our paper and our 2 pencils, our kneaded eraser. And then if you need a new tortillon or blending stump, this is another one. These are much bigger and it's double-ended. And once again, you can clean them off with an eraser. Okay, all right. Ask questions as needed.